Good morning all. Welcome to the Breakfast Show, Trading Idea with SMARTRobie. I'm your host, Martin Wong. Now, last night we saw the continued sell-off in the Dow Jones, partly because of two reasons, which we're going to be getting onto it. But of course, our KLCI this morning continued to do a bit of sell-off, taking off from where the Dow Jones left us with. Of course, we have seen the Omicron continued to wreak havoc into the global economy recovery. As you've seen, travel bans has been imposed on countries that is coming up also in South Africa. And not to forget, in Europe, this morning they reported that the Omicron virus was found earlier. There were cases of it even before the first reported in the South Africa. So that means Omicron is already present in the European country in here. Now that will take another toll on the economic recovery, as also we have seen the continued news from the two largest COVID vaccine maker that is saying that unlikely the current existing COVID will be much of a good against the Omicron viruses. All right, so which means they need to retweak and probably do up the new COVID vaccine that eventually will be given out sometime next year, early next year, a booster shot for those that we have. So that's so far of the news that we have in this morning in here. Let's take a look at what we have for you in our regular in here. So this morning, as you can see, the market just on top of me here, we are down almost 10 point and really testing the 1500 in here. Even we could see there a little bit of profit taking on the rubber glove sectors. CIMB is going through 3% down, Maxis is down 3% in here, Top Glove is down 3%. Is this a continuing opportunity to buy? I don't think so, because we still have to wait for the green Pentagon. But going forward, we were expecting a very bullish December month, but that doesn't seem to be coming right now. But we have to be patient and look at this on a day-to-day basis. Let's take a look at on today is our Wednesday show. Definitely be looking some trendy stocks. We have seen the trending started with the rubber glove stocks in here, and of course this morning news roundup. Of course, what we want to show is also the S&P stronger fourth quarter for ASEAN country. Now the rating agency have saying that because of the high vaccination compared to the African country, I suppose here's Africa, what else can you compare, right? The ASEAN, including Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Malaysia, the vaccination has pretty much helped the stable footing for the economic recovery. As we've seen, the third quarter for Malaysia was weaker because of the continued lockdown. So this year they are raising the forecast for 2022 from a lower base to 6.3 in here. So, but more importantly, just look up here is the big sell-off that we've seen, almost touching. Let me just bring up this here, and you can see how much was the sell-off. Minus 200 million net of outflow of the foreign fund flows, which means foreign funds are really leaving right now. So that's why we see this continued downtrend of the market in here. But having said that, we will still have some sort of support in here. We're seeing a double bottom, maybe a little bit of divergence is coming, but it doesn't look good for our market in here. And also I'll update more on the US market. Now let's go on to our next news. Now the next news headline is the Bursa, which pretty much sound out what I've just said before. The market has gained a bit, has lost a bit in here, some big losers. But move on to CIMB. The banking stocks are doing pretty well. As you can see, the finance, let me just move down to the sector here, right? You can see healthcare, technology, previously was finance. I do think finance was here. Unfortunately, they may have slipped down here, somewhere around here, okay? This is what we are looking for, but the healthcare is still in the strong sector, and also the technology in here. So CIMB is in the uptrend. Let's take a look at CIMB right now this morning, and the report also said that the total deposit, which is the CASA, current account and saving account, increased by 9.6%. As of ratio of 41.5% of September 2021. So let's look at CIMB Bank this morning. So you can see CIMB Bank here, and it's holding up at the $1 mark in here. And let's take a look at the today live prices. So banking stocks are doing, it's down 2.9%, but it's above 5 ringgit. So far, this is much better than public bank. We can also take a look at public bank. So you can hit on the public bank and looking at the chart. Is public bank turning green, Pentagon? Oh, it's not. As a matter of fact, public bank is doing much worse off despite of a better quarter release in there. And public bank, let's take a look at this morning. Public bank, right? There will probably some institutional selling for public bank. It's below $4 now. It's a minus 0.3%. The public bank hasn't been a great performer, especially many of those who hold unit trusts. I think they will probably get penalized for the continued poor performance of public bank in here. Now, for those of you who have just joined us, feel free to share this video on your timeline. If you have any stocks that you want me to look at, do pencil those in too. Now, the next news is on Massing, which the rubber glove, also property maker, and how well are they doing? So the third quarter net profit is up 55%. However, the revenue for the July to September 2021 has dropped 6% and over 23 million to 364 million due to the disruption in the construction and manufacturing among the COVID-19. So let's take a look at Massing. And you can see stock chart, stock comment here. That gives it a green Pentagon. Okay, so it is still pretty much in a sideways bounce. A lot of the profit taking is going to take place once the market comes in, right, because of the continuing weakening of the market and as well as the new strain Omicron. And right now the Massing reacting to this news just up slightly, holding up it. I do believe there will be a chance for it to hold up. If the news pending going forward is good, then you'll see a little bit of strengthening going forward here. Okay, and next story is Anju continue to ride on the steel recovery. However, Anju has seen the market continue to fall off its cliff. You can see the downtrend for Anju. And right now you can see this is really a downtrend. That's what we're seeing here, and that is also because of the continuing downward pressure on the steel prices in here. But year on year, the group recorded a higher core profit of 267 million here for the 9 months versus a loss like last year. Now, a lot of time we always need to look at the chart, especially the smaller scale when you don't have institutional support. Now, if you compare that to Inari, which already been included in the FBM 30, then you can see that that stock has institutional support. And even Inari, you look at the chart wise, yesterday has a huge volume coming in here. But do take note, huge volume usually means someone is actually taking profit too. All right. And moving over to the US, as I said before, the US Dow Jones has tumbled last night. And let's take a look at the S&P 500. Now, do take note, this S&P 500 hasn't been updated yet. It should be updated in the afternoon. Right. We did see the market breaking below the ATR stop loss. So the question is, how much will it correct? Let's take a look at yesterday. All right, and the S&P 500 and market today. All right, so we have seen this market down. Yesterday is yesterday, the day before, it was down almost, yesterday was down 30th of September, down almost minus 1.9%, 88 points in here at 45.67. Now, we all seen the coming next 2 weeks will be crucial, whether the vaccination can be tweaked or as much it is the current news already reflected in there that the two large giant biotech, which is the Moderna and Pfizer, unable to confirm or more likely to say that the current vaccination is not effective towards Omicron, as such that the stock also taken a hit. So much will be in place. How much of the border being closed will be impacted to fight against this Omicron, but we do know that in Europe this already spread, so we have to see how the market will pan out this morning in here. Okay, but a little bit of good news is Apple continued to gain and one of the reasons why is of the sales that is seen in US. So let's take a look at Apple, and those of you who have bought a bit earlier during the market correction in October, which I've talked about it, would have gained at least about 15% return compared to what we've seen in the market in Malaysia. As you can see on the green Pentagon in somewhere in October, that would be great. You do have an uptrust, but yesterday Apple went up by 3%. Okay, yes, you can see 3.1%, $5 to $165, and it's just a matter of time before it will test the 180 US dollar. And for those of you who have not bought Apple for whatever reason it is, we always been taking it up. This is one stock you can buy, and I probably think that you can make money. Apple has overtaken the uptrust. That's what we want to see tonight, but we do think that tonight will probably be some sort of profit taking as the market continue to hit higher for Apple in here. We can all watch Apple, but if you don't participate in the Apple rally in here, it's such a what we call a very sad story. As I said before, making money in the stock market, it's pretty simple. We just need to stay open and looking for opportunity, and that's one here, which I always tell all my members and also the public. If you have not bought your Apple, the question is continue to hold on to the losing share. It's not a pretty good story, as I said before here. Okay, let's move on to the Singapore side. We all know that the SPH will be taken up by privatization. We've seen the news that is coming out in here. Let's go over to SGX, and this morning SGX So SGX, looking at it, you can see this big sell-off that we see. But again, you can see red Pentagon already been notified of you, right? You can see that red Pentagon. So a lot of time the red Pentagon will come out. If you feel that you want to take some little bit of profit, you can do that. And right now you can see this market this morning is down another 1.55%. And let me just see if that is what we are getting in. Okay, and right now, okay, let's take a look at the dashboard here. Okay, let's take a look at our dashboard, 360 dashboard. Yep, it's down. SDI is actually up. Okay, 39 points. Okay, up 39 points. That was yesterday, so that was up 39 points, and the KLCI is down 11 points here. Okay, let me just refresh this again. And now let's see if that is correct or not. Okay, that's what we have. All right, so it'll be interesting to see how the remaining market will do on this basis here. Okay, let's move on to SPH. Let's move on to SPH, which is the T39, and because of the prioritization, right, this stock should stay above there, right? Yeah, that's right, it's staying up there, and the news of the prioritization may have came a bit on the 24th of October, but the stock has already moved up following the green Pentagon. So that's why it's always good to follow the green Pentagon in here, right? And that will ensure that you actually captured some of those stocks in here. Have you invested in SGX, as I said before, which proved to be a better market than our KLCI market in here? If not, you might want to think too. That's what SMARTRobie is, and that's what it will enable you to do both, that you are a steward investor really to go through few sectors like this, okay? All right, let's move over to the next segment that we have, which is our Pentagon Guider. Now let's take a look at the Pentagon Guider that we have, and we can switch over to our website here, and you can see some of these. The big one is still RGT, right? We will look up to here. So YBS is up 81%, RGR is 37%, RGT is 31% in here. And let's scroll down right to the bottom here. You can drag this. Kobe is up 22%. It came on the 6th of October, But if you go in on the 29th of October, it's also 21 because Kobe just broke out too. ABMB started to move up, which is a green Pentagon, up 10% already. And you can see Inari, we were also in Inari, up 10% since 15th of October. Right? Then you got Penta. Here is up 4%. So I do hope, and you notice many of the stocks in here has a GR. That means it is actually growing. So make sure you check it out every day and look at some of these stocks as they appeared in there. Some of them may appear as a smaller number in terms of, but as they move up, that expansion of the return will come in, and that's one way you want to capture those share too. Of course, on the other side of the sector analysis, you can point out, or you can go over to SMARTRobie under the sector, and you can pick up some of the hot stocks, go on to hot sector, and you can see as of yesterday, Tuesday, healthcare, technology and finance continue to do very, very well. So those are the sectors you want to be looking at. All right, let's move on to the some lesson learned from our past trade. Definitely one of them is D&O. Okay, let's look at D&O. This is D&O. Alright, so D&O is something where we pick up on the 24th. We did hit high, but of course, when the news of the sell-off, you can see the market actually retreated back. So that seems to be okay so far, right? And you can see the market stages has popped back up, still in the green territory, so still looks okay. But just take note, when you start to move towards the red territory, that's the one that you need to take evasive action, right? That's where the market is actually at. So right now, still staying above, should be fine going forward, as is the technology sector too. All right. So the other stocks we have is, I think Inari is doing cruising very well, which is also one of the stocks that we have in our trading portfolio. You can see it still stays above the green line here, but of course once it pick up over on the 4 or 5 bars above the horizontal red line, that's the one we see. Usually it will go through a profit taking, like here where we see in here. Okay, so always take note of this. And yesterday we saw this climatic volume, and this is because of the window dressing that we have seen. So a lot of institutionals has taken up, I believe, on Inari stocks, and I think Inari will likely to hold its base, which is the above this called the so-called horizontal green line. That means this market will stay above very, very strong. So this is definitely one of the indicators you will be getting if you subscribe to our package. And for those of you who is coming for our masterclass session, this coming Wednesday will be great, and you will pick up some great things which we have prepared for you in here to take opportunity of the continuing market that we see in here. Okay. All right, let's move over to what we have for our 1st December episode 143, ABMB. Okay, this will be our new stock trade idea. Okay, ABMB, it's something that we pick up and it turned green Pentagon already. Okay, let's put it here and see. Okay, ABMB. Right, you can see since turn green Pentagon, you have one big movement, 2%, another one 2%, 4%, but today it fell off a bit. That's pretty good, because we do know market do pull back in cases like this. All right, let's take a look at the market right now. You can see it actually, this was actually a good area. You can see right just above, coming from the gray, which is what we call a stage 1 accumulation, then go through a stage 2. That's where we see this trend continue to go. And when you go through this red above the green line, that's actually a good buy point, and also supported by the green Pentagon too. All right, let's take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart, it actually turned green Pentagon on 23rd of August. Okay, green Pentagon, weekly chart on 23rd August. Okay, SMARTRobie daily turn on the 23rd. Weekly is also 23rd. Am I correct? Weekly is 23rd. Okay, August, and daily is 23rd of November. What a coincidence, Really a coincidence. Green Pentagon, same date, on 23rd November. Okay, important price level. So what we do, we switch on to the SMARTRobie and we look at this is actually Alliance Bank, a trade idea. Okay, and all right, there we go. We go on to our trading plan. So trading plan is 304. Okay, that will be our R1. 305 lah. Or R2 is 325. 325. Remember, the weekly resistance is $3. So right now it needs to break above the $3. 292. All right, 292, 295. Right now is doing 285. Okay, why is the volume? Because we have volume coming in, and also we have the market stages. Okay, we have volume coming in, and volume are pretty climatic. You can see right through the turquoise color in here. Now, if you don't have a copy of our TradingView plugin in here, I suggest you grab this while we are doing for the masterclass. That's something that will be great for you. So volume is coming in, and we have the market stages above the green horizontal line. Okay, so the last low support, so what we do, last low support, we'll switch on to our exit strategy. Okay, last support here is 264, or we use weekly support here, 270. Okay, so weekly support $2.70. Okay, and new high resistance definitely will be 325. Okay, 325. How long is this period trending? You do notice from here onwards, if we do trend, we'll pick it up to here. It's about 23 days. Okay, about 1 month, less than 1 month. Okay, less than 1 month. Okay, less than 1 month. All right, there you have it. Okay, so that's our trading plan for AMMB, and some of these like DNA will take a bit of time for it to push up. As I said before, it's going to be leaving it for 25 days or maybe a month. So that's how you want to create this plan. All right, let's move on to our next section here, right? And it's definitely going to be our Pentagon guided trading portfolio. Now, how has your portfolio been doing so far? I do hope that you're making positive return like what we've seen in here, and most of you would have seen this even from January onwards. If you've been following me in here, you can see how we make money. Week in, week out, we are up 8% in here, and of course you definitely can follow us from the investing note. So let me just bring in investing note that you can see and see how our trade position in here. You can go over here, and this is the investing note. Let me just switch to the different portfolio because we have one more for the, so this is the, now this is the US side. We have a US side, we also have a Malaysian side in here, and right now we can see we have beaten it 2.24, and Inari we got in at about 382. Right now is doing 414, about 8% in the money in there. All right, so that's what we are looking at. The last exit was Pestec, which we have cut, and if you look back at Pestec, if we didn't cut, okay, it's still ranging a bit lower. You got a spring in here but broke through the ATR, so we actually cut here. Okay, and right now the market seems to be around this level here. Okay, so that is why we cut. If the trade doesn't give us any opportunity, we cut, and then we just move on. And also notice the amount of sell down is already extreme here. This is where the just below this green line here, that's the area you want to be thinking to buy right now in here. So that is the update that we have for our trading portfolio, up 8% compared to the KLCI, which is down 6% in here. All right, and of course our trade VSA 360 continued to produce a lot of good trade idea as well as our intraday trade idea. So make sure you check it out on our Trade VSA 360, and we do have installment plan for those into. And of course tonight will be the multi-source of income with Trade VSA 360, something I will talk about this evening. okay, and make sure you catch me at 9:30 tonight, and the link to join us is below out there, okay. And of course, our coming this weekend, December 3rd, 4th and 5th will be our final masterclass for the year 2021, and those of you who have came through and joined our program, free unlimited receipt as long as you maintain your membership in here, and that's definitely great for those of you who want to learn and want to improve, want to learn and want to improve and want to know reason why a stock goes up, right, and reason why your portfolio do well and the reason why your portfolio don't do well. That is something I believe we all can self-develop going forward there. Okay, and now we'll come to our segment of our stock pick. If you have any stock pick that you want me to take a look, do pencil those in there and do let me know your profession. And if you are top fans, you have 3 stock review, you are members unlimited. And again, don't forget to go over to our Facebook and also to our Google Play Store to give us a comment here. We really appreciate that, and much of it we will hope to service you even better. Alright, right now, let's take a look at the market right now, and do let me know if you have any shares you want me to take a look at, or probably it's very, very simple. Just follow the SMARTRobie green Pentagon, and also looking at the ATR stop loss. Right now, many of the stocks you probably need to cut. If you need to cut, please cut it, okay? As I said before. If there's no more stock review in here, I think that your portfolio should be doing fine. So make sure you catch me tonight, 9:30 in here. And of course, we will leave you with a good trade idea. Let's take a look at AMB today and see how well it will fare. Probably you really want to buy on the pullback. Wait for that setup to come in here, and much more will be discussed tonight in our 9:30 segment. So I'll see you then. Bye bye.